What is up, everyone? It's your boy, Razorbacks. Welcome back. We are going to do a prediction. Football is a really great season, but of course, it comes to an end with the Super Bowl. It is the Los Angeles Rams and the Cincinnati Bengals, the NFC champs and AFC champs, playing together. So more about this game. The Rams are 15-5. They improved. This is Matthew Stafford. This is his 13th year. He made the Super Bowl, and with Cooper Kupp, this is going to be a good one. But the Bengals went from 2-14 to Super Bowl. 2 years ago, they were the worst franchise in NFL, and then now this year they're now in the Super Bowl. So how good is that? So anyway, let's go over the players and stats. First off, let's start off with the Rams. All right, let's see the Rams' schedule. Let's see who the Rams play. Who played? First of all, they beat the Bears in their opener 34-14. They started off a good 3-0, but then they lost to the Cardinals. And then then they won their next games, and then the streak came to an end with the Titans. And they lost to the 49ers and the Packers, but they beat the Jags and the Rams. But they got postponed to Seahawks, but they won the game 20-10. So Rams beat the Vikings, and so this was a really good schedule. But the Rams made it all the way, beating the 49ers in the NFC Championship and going to the Super Bowl. So let's talk about the Rams players. The Rams have Cooper Kupp at wide receiver. That's going to be a tough. Cooper Kupp won Offensive Player of the Year in 2021 in the regular season, and they also have a quarterback who's never made the Super Bowl before. That is Matthew Stafford. This is his first ever Super Bowl during his 13-year career, But yeah, and then, they also have a really good offensive line and a dangerous defensive line. They have Aaron Donald and Von Miller on their defense, so it's going to be tough. So yeah, now let's switch over to the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals out of Cincinnati Bengals. So remember the Bengals? Their franchise quarterback Joe Burrow was hurt last year, so yeah, that was really not a good. Anyway, let's go over their schedule. They beat the Vikings in their opener 27-24 on an Evan McPherson field goal in overtime. Lost to the Bears, beat the Steelers and the Jaguars to move to 3-1. Then lost to the Packers. Evan McPherson missed 2 field goals, and Packers made game winner, and the Bengals lost 25-22. Then the Bengals went on the road and dominated the Lions 34-11. And then they dominated the Ravens, and all of a sudden, everything was going great. The Bengals are 5-2. They had the number 1 seed. Everything was going great until the Jets came along. The Bengals lost 34-31. Then they got blown out by the Browns 41-16. But they bounced back on the road at the Raiders 32-13 after a bye week. And they beat the Steelers 41-10. So, yeah, they swept the Steelers for the first time since probably about since the 2000s. So they swept the Steelers. Yeah, and then they lost to Justin Herbert and the Chargers 41-22. Lost to the 49ers in overtime, and the Bengals, and then they beat the Broncos 15-10. Beat the Ravens and swept them. This is actually the first time they swept the Ravens. How about that? And then they beat the Chiefs to clinch the AFC North and go to the playoffs, and then they lost to the Browns. So yeah. And then here we go, the NFL wildcard round. The Bengals beat the Raiders, and they won their first playoff game since 1991. And then they won their first road playoff game against the Titans, and the Bengals won the AFC Championship. They are 3-0 in the AFC Championship. How about that? They are 3-0. 3-0. That's really good. Now they face the Rams today. So yeah, let's go over the players for the Cincinnati Bengals. First of all, they have Joe Burrow at franchise quarterback. It's going to be a tough. Joe Burrow was injured last year, and people thought he might start the downfall, but he was better than he was before. He led the Bengals to the Super Bowl. And that's all thanks to wide receiver Jamar Chase, their rookie star who won Offensive Rookie of the Year. 1,000 yards. That's a good rookie season right there. That's why he won Rookie of the Year. But yeah, and then their running back Joe Mixon, he really didn't do much in the playoff. But he had 1,000 yard season, so it's all give credit to Joe Mixon. And then how about their stellar defense? Their stellar defense, their defense has also been pretty solid this year. I know they gave up 21 points in the first half versus the Chiefs, but then and then the crazy thing is they only held in the second half and overtime. They only combined the second half and overtime. The Bengals defense only allowed 3 points in the second half, combining in the second half and overtime. So that was a really great job by Cincinnati too. That's a really great job by Cincinnati defense. But the problem is there's the offensive line. It improved, but Joe Burrow got sacked like 9 times against the Titans. So obviously the offensive line is really not going to do well. So offensive line really ain't doing well, but they did improve from last year. They didn't get their franchise quarterback injured, so that's good. They did improve from last year. Anyway, so here's my prediction. So the Bengals offensive line versus the Rams defensive line. I mean, they're gonna tear up. It's possible that Joe Burrow can get sacked like 9 or 10 times and the Rams will come away, but it's possible. But Joe Burrow is a strong franchise quarterback. He will do something. So I think it's going to be close, and I think it's going to come down. So my prediction, I think this would be an offensive game. I think this game will be close, and it will come down to who has the ball last. But my prediction, I'm going to say Bengals 34, Rams 30. So that is my prediction. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see y'all next time. Peace.